Glorious, yes you are. Is your name in all the earth? You're so glorious. Is your name in all the earth? Holy God of all creation, you bring light to all who seek your face, yeah. So we lift our hands, our hearts in sweet surrender, and we cry out, glorious is your name in all the earth.
All right, peace of Christ to all. Welcome everybody. Today we have a new topic to talk about, and I hope we will enjoy it. As you see from the title, it's about something that's called the Gospel of Barnabas, and I am sure some of you heard of it already. A sister, she sent to me an email today in Facebook, and she was saying, did you see this one? The Muslims, they are posting it in their Facebooks. You know, first of all, I mentioned many times that Muslims are people of hypocrisy, and they are not decent. And I will tell you why I'm saying that. Not because of not because they are posting something against Christianity, because they are posting something they don't believe in. Like, you know what, if the Muslims, they are posting on their website that there is somebody found a gospel, it's called the Gospel of Barnabas, which is an old news, then why don't the Muslims accept it? Here we go. We found the gospel which was missing. Now, this is my challenge from the beginning of this video. I challenge any Muslim, big or small, potato or tomato, red or yellow, brown or colorless, because Muslims, they change their color, by the way, due to the season, hypocrites, to accept this book. Challenge. I want to see one Muslim, he dare to say, I accept it. Muslims are a bunch of potatoes. I'm not insulting. And the whole idea is to try to shake your faith and make you believe that there is something fishy there. Here we go. This is not a book of a Muslim. Actually, the book of Barnabas is a Muslim book. However, because the one who wrote the book is stupid, he could not make it right. As simple as that. Like, let us say, God do not leave himself without witnesses. And because this man who wrote this book is really stupid, it was very easy to anyone who, you do not need to be so much educated to know that this is a stupid book made by a stupid guy, and whoever is stupid, he even considered to talk to let us say to consider it as a book. It's nothing but it's a fabrication from the beginning to the end. And you know what? When somebody want to fabricate a lie, usually those who do those things, they are smart. They will make it really hard to find, like, I mean, you can agree, disagree with them, yes, but they will make it hard for you to find it's a lie. But this book is a disaster. And I mean that in literate way. This book is a stupid book, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. So what we will do today, we are going to speak about this book And again, before we start talking about it, I challenge any Muslim to say he accepted. And if the Muslim they say we don't accept it, then why you talk about it? Because the book of Barnabas, it's against Islam. It's 100% against Islam. So it's very stupid for Muslims to mention it. This is the last book you should mention, Muslims. Very naive of you, very stupid of you, even to talk about it. However, for us as a Christians, we will not, like you see some Muslim, they say to you, the Christian, they did hide this book. What hide this book? What are you talking about, Abdul? Why want to hide it? And who can hide a book anyway? And why there's only one book? To be able to hide it, it must be there's only one book. If you go in the internet, there's many articles actually already done by many good Christians showing you how stupid this book is and why it's so stupid and why the Muslims reject this book. So I'm not going to really bring something new for you as much as I'm going to review with you those fabricated stories Muslims they love to play with, and for one purpose, is just to shake your faith. They themselves don't accept it. Actually, if the Muslims accept this book, Islam is destroyed. Islam is over. You know what over mean? Literally over. If this book is a true book, Islam does not exist no more. As simple as that. So what we will do now, we will go over this fabricated book, and we will show you some reference. Even Muslim scholars, I mean scholars, not I don't mean like when I say scholars, I don't mean someone like Zakir Naik and those potatoes. Those are not scholars, those are business people. Those people like Shabir Ali, Zakir Naik, it's a business. It's a very good business to do. What I mean, or when I say scholars, I am speaking specifically about those who they are considered scholars by Muslims, and I mean the old scholars, the real ones, not the potato tomato one. By the way, I posted the videos before I will go in this topic. I posted a video about an old debate. I don't know if I can call it a debate. We did a while ago with a guy. His name is a Christian Knight. I don't know if you saw it. All right. Now I just saw it in the other day, and I said to myself, you know what? Let me post it on my, because all of you have my videos, and I'm the last one have my videos. So I said, let me post this one so people they can see how when we debate Muslims, when the Muslim they see someone he know, how fear right away will show in their voice and their act and their behave and their screaming and their madness, and how evil show. You will feel right away. I advise you to go and watch that. I call it something about like Muslims fear, etc. So I advise you to go and watch it and see how the Muslims right away they live in fear the second I enter their chat room. And actually, somebody, one of you, he posted in the text saying, "I'm really impressed. Like, why you are going there?" I don't go there for my own. Seriously, I go. Christians. I wanted to show the Christians that those people they have nothing. So I go to their rooms to destroy Islam in the heart of the Muslim chat rooms, and you can go and witness and see what happened. So I don't go really for myself. For me, it's very annoying because the second you enter an Islamic room, you feel the devil is there. The spirit of evil is there. in their voice, and their behavior, and their screaming, and their talk. Hate. It's nothing. It's not really. It's not something pleasant to do actually. But I used to do it just for the sake of my brothers and sisters to see that those people, they are empty. And let me show you. And this is exactly what I used to do. That video is just an example of what we used to do. Now we go back to our topic. We have Milson. He's saying the Gospel of Barnabas was written after the 14th centuries. It says Jesus was not the Messiah. It says Muhammad was the Messiah. Yes, simply is a stupid book. Actually, the funny is that you will see false writers talking about this topic, and they give false informations. And I believe maybe mostly it's a Muslims who write it, and they use different names. They try to make it look like doctor, etc. name. They put the word doctor and they use a Western name. So I'm going to share the screen with you, and I'm going to show you the deception Muslims themselves they play. And when they play deception, Muslims, they deceive no one but themselves. Because do the Muslims ask themselves, what if a Muslim he go and read this book? What I am putting in the table here, let us say I'm a Muslim and I came, hey guys, did you see the Bible of Barnabas? This Bible, brother, it says Muhammad is a prophet. Really? Where? Let us read it. What if a Muslim he decide to read it and he believe in it? What will happen? I found this article, which is very useful, will make things easier for me. And instead of flipping the pages of the book, and actually I'm going to post the link underneath so you guys you can go and read it. All right, it's called the website is called jesusislam.org. I don't know who owns this website. However, it have a very decent study about it. It doesn't have all things I would like to talk about, but anyway, it have a good points enough for us to prove that this is a stupid book. And I believe the one who wrote it, he was trying maybe to start a cult. This cult is kind of like a Chris Islam today. You know the new cult that's called the Chris Islam. It's a shish kebab, falafel, salad together. We put them all together and we try to make a new babies out of it. So we will not waste time, and we will start reading together from this article. And you guys, you feel free to share in the board there. You can click in the top of the video, and you can share your point or your view. However, before we go there, this is what the Muslims are posting. Sorry, this one, where is the? Here we go. This is what the Muslims are posting in their pages, in their Islam review. Islam revert to Islam. 15-year-old Bible confirmed that Jesus Christ was not crucified. The fact, it is the opposite. It was written in the 15th century. It is not 15 years old Bible. Imagine how they fabricate, the story is upside down. And there it says Dr. Ken Trump. All right, now I don't know who is this guy, Dr. Ken Trump, but maybe you are graduated from and you see, you can tell it's a fake name. Dr. Fake Ken Trump. This is a hospital robe. This is not someone. He is a doctor in you see his profile. So this is not a guy. He is a doctor in religion or etc. And I believe it's a fake profile. However, this is not really important for us. Whoever wrote this article is a deceiver and he's a liar. The book is written in the 14th, 15th centuries, and there is many proofs of that. And the question is, as long as the Muslims they are talking too much about it, why the Muslims don't adopt it then? This is Abdul video in YouTube. The gospel of Barnabas predict the coming of Jesus, of a prophet Muhammad. This is a false statement. The gospel of Barnabas predict the coming of the Messiah Muhammad, not the prophet Muhammad. According to the what is called the gospel of Barnabas, Muhammad is the Messiah. So you see when they fabricate the titles, they come with their own titles. They deceive their own people. Those people, they are liars. They don't have any dignity. So you will see this guy saying, even he's showing you in the newspaper saying, let me go back. You know, Muslims, they publish articles and they make it, they believe it. Because, you know, Muslims are copy-paste people. Nobody want to read. Muslims are not intelligent nation. And I can prove it very easy. So this Abdul here is trying to teach us about. I'm not going to to watch his video. It's very stupid, and the funny, his video have 176,000. I'm going to cut. I'm going to make a shortcut to show you how we expose those liars, and I have no hesitation to call them liars. This is Yusuf's state. They call him useless. I mean, his wife, according to him, she called him useless. I'm not making fun of him, by the way. That's what he said. His wife, she called him useless. Now, this is what state he said, not me. All right, about the gospel of Barnabas.
It was nothing but a waste of paper. Now, if you thought there was such a gospel, you were deluded. There was no gospel of Barnabas. There was the testament of Barnabas, which I have a copy of, that goes way back, way back, and it was totally fabricated. That's why it was left out. But this gospel of Barnabas, this gospel is non-existent in the early manuscripts of anything. It was something that was in a library of one of the priests, okay, a cardinal most likely. And while he was drunk, and a lot of you know that priests drink their holy wine.
Here we go.
He got holy drunk.
You know, actually, the Muslims, they are the one who used to go to the mosque when they are drunk, and even the Qur'an witness for that. I don't want to change the topic, but just to show you, the supposedly when a Muslim tried to be funny, isn't it the Qur'an? The Qur'an says to the Muslims, don't go to pray when you are drunk. That is a Qur'an, my friend, not the Christians. Those are the Muslims used to drink until they are drunk, and they pray when they are drunk. And that is mentioned in your Quran in chapter 4, verse number 43. So the cardinals of Muhammad, not the Christians, used to be drunk all the time. Those are in the time of Muhammad, and Muhammad himself was a teacher of wine making. He used to teach Muslims how to make wine. And we can show many and tons of reference. However, this is not our topic. Let us continue. I love together.
Careful.
That's it. He stopped. They cut the video. This is Brother Zakir Naik. So a sister, she asked Brother Zakir Naik, how come you did not mention the gospel of Barnabas? So Zakir Naik, he stand up. Brother Zakir, in the Quran, chapter 2, verse 13, it says, and what it says, you will see that the question which he asked him never be answered. Listen to this.
Is there a reason for that? Is that gospel not accepted as an authentic gospel?
Thanks. The sister was asking the question that I have not mentioned about the gospel of Barnabas. Why? Is it that it's not authentic? Sister, Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 111, it says that all those who say They boast that you shall never enter Jannah unless you be a Jew or a Christian. وَقَالُوا لَا يَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ إِلَّا مَنْ كَانَ هُودًا وَنَصَارَى. They say, the Jews and Christian, that you Muslims, you shall never enter Jannah unless you be a Jew or a Christian. Allah says, تِلْكَ أَمَانِيُّهُمْ. This is the wishful thinking, bakwas, vain desires. Kul, tell them, هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ, produce your proof, in kuntum صَادِقِينَ, but if you're truthful. Allah says, when anyone makes tall claims that you shall not enter Jannah, tell them, قُلْ هَاتُوا بُرْهَانَكُمْ, produce your proof, in kuntum صَادِقِينَ, but if you're truthful. Now the Christians, they have produced their proof as the Bible. You have to ask them for their proof. You cannot say this is your proof. Let them produce the proof.
And look how stupid this statement from his God, Allah, not from him only. First of all, she is asking you why you did not mention the gospel of Barnabas. What does have to do with this? Secondly, Allah said to the Christians, if you say you claim you will go to heaven, produce your proof. And they produce the gospel. So what do you want them to prove? And what is your proof that you will go to heaven? The Qur'an. You see how stupid this religion? But yet this is not the question. The question is the gospel of Barnabas is authentic or not? He's not answering. He's talking about totally different topic, and the logic of that topic is very stupid, very foolish.
And the Christian as a whole, they do not consider gospel of Barnabas to be authentic. Though I do agree gospel of Barnabas is more closer to the Islamic viewpoint as compared to the other gospel of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. But since they don't consider it authentic,
he did not answer. Do you consider it or you don't consider it? More close? What do you mean more close? No, it's not a close at all. This book consider Muhammad is the Messiah. Do you accept it or you don't accept it? So Muslims are people of, they are like a snake, but at the end of the day they bite their own tail. You know, I don't know if you saw a cat ever. She is chasing her tail. This is what the Muslims do. They think they are chasing us, but the fact they are chasing their own. So when you ask them about this, they try to run away and they start going in a circle and they start going nowhere because they don't want to give you an answer. Now this guy, he was more honest than Zakir Naik. He said this is a useless piece of papers. It's not even a manuscript, which means it's not a valuable Asian paper or manuscript. It was a book. Now, as long we provide the proof from the Islamic, who they today Muslims they consider them a big shot, proving that this is a false book. Even Muslims witness for that. Even though, by the way, this guy for me is a potato too. Zakir Naik, those guys, those are doing business. Those are doing business. Do you know how much money they make from this? Seriously, do you know how much money they make? This guy Zakir Naik, he is from Bangladesh, I believe. Go and see his old videos. The suit he used to wear, it's like it's, you know, he got it from a garage sale. When the money start coming like rain, he is wearing very expensive clothes. He have a big stadiums to do that to his show. He have a TV station broadcast in 12 satellite. Do you know how much money that will cost? At least for every satellite, $20,000 just for broadcasting. Just for broadcasting. They cover the whole earth with his TV station. There's no spot in this earth does not receive the TV of Zakir Naik. From where? So you can imagine how many millions of dollars they come to them. Yet that they have no teaching. Those people, they are false. This guy, he is a fabricator. He even is even teaching against Islam. Like one of his teaching, he said that the word hur is not about females, it's about male and female. If this guy, he said that in the Middle East, they will chop his head. Those are fake people, you know. I'm just showing you them, not because they are scholars. I'm showing you that those, even those who claim, the Muslims, they claim them to be something. They themselves, they will never speak about this book. So she's asking him in this video, why you don't mention the gospel of Barnabas? He says, well, the Christian don't consider it anyway. So why I want to waste my time and talk about it? He got a point there, actually, no problem. But still, this is not the question. Do you consider it as a gospel or not? Obviously, not even one Muslim consider it. So this book, if we go here in this article, again, the name of the website is called Jesus-Islam. I will post the link under the video. The first mistake they are speaking about here, that this book called Jesus the Christ, and then this book says the Christ is not Jesus. In this book, Jesus, he denied that he is a son of God. In this book, Judas was crucified in the place of Jesus. So the same as the Quran in this case. Jesus is speaking about the coming of Muhammad. However, let us see here. You know, here in this part here, they are speaking about there is two Barnabas. One is a Saint Barnabas. This one have nothing to do with this man, and the name which is close to the other name have nothing to do with that name. So they are making a differentiation for this. However, this is not really important, not much. Here they are showing you that the language, the translation language, is a proof that that the one who did use the name and the language, he cannot be coming from the land of Israel. In the very start of the Gospel of Barnabas, Jesus is called the Christ. It says, he quote, God has during these past days visited us by his Jesus Christ, by his prophet Jesus Christ. Do you see it? God has visited us by his prophet Jesus Christ. Hold on. If Jesus is a prophet, how God visited you? I don't know if you understand my point. If I am a prophet and I visited you, how you say God visited us? And that is a Christian prince. Who am I? You know, I'm a prophet. You should say the prophet visited us. So God has during these past days visited us by his prophet Jesus Christ. So in this verse, he confirmed that Jesus is the Christ. Look, hold on. Few pages after, he will say that Jesus is not the Christ. We take the quote here. Jesus confessed and said the truth. I am not the Messiah. Para, page number 42. Or part 42. How you just said in the beginning that Jesus is the Christ, and now you're saying Jesus saying I am not the Christ. So obviously the stupid idiot, the one who wrote this book, he think the Christ is different word from the Messiah. Now, do we have two Messiah? Either he is the Christ or he is not the Christ. So he's saying to you here, the author of this article, how could Jesus be the Christ yet deny being Messiah, when both words mean exactly the same thing? So he's saying here, whoever wrote this book, he do not know the meaning of the word Christ, which is the Messiah. So obviously this guy, he took the Greek word of the Christ and he put it there. And he took the word Messiah and he put it there, because he thought the Messiah is not the same word as a Christ. You get the point? You see what I'm talking about? Anyway, like here there's mistakes about the history, who was the ruler of in the time of Jesus. What about geography? Stupid mistakes, proving that the one who wrote this book cannot even, he never visit the land of Israel. Never. In paragraphs 20 to 21, we are told about Jesus setting to Nazareth and being welcomed by seamen of the town. You know, Nasira, the city of Nasira, in Arabic we say Nasira. This is not a seaman town. And Nasira is a mountain town. It's far away from the sea. So according to the story, Jesus, he took a ship in the Galilee Sea, and he went all the way to Nasira, and when he stepped out, the seamen of Nasira were waiting for him. There is no sea there. Nasira is not in the sea, and it's a mountain area. So and there's no fishermen there. So obviously the one who wrote this book, he do not know where Nasira is located. He have no idea what he's talking about. Seamen, the seamen, they were waiting for him. Really? Where? In the city of Nasira? You can go and read the whole history of that city. You will not find ever somebody is a seaman, because it's stupid to believe a seaman, he will live far away from the ocean. Seamen, they live in an island, they live in the shore, they live next to the beach, they live in a city in the seaside, not in a place far away. So the article is really good, even though it is short, not much of it. There is tons of articles showing you that many proofs. However, for me, there is more important proofs, actually, more than this. In the book of At-Tabari, At-Tabari says, we know, this is a Muslim scholar, there is no question that he's a scholar or not. So Muslims cannot question him. At-Tabari is one of the first scholars who wrote the interpretation of the Qur'an. Let me see if I can find anyway, in the book of At-Tabari, page volume number 1, page number 103, At-Tabari, he says, we do not know any Bibles except the 4 Bibles, and he mentioned and he quote the names of those writers, and he called them John, which is Yohanna in Arabic, Mark, which is Marcos, and Luke, which is Luca, and Matthew, which is Matta. So those 4 names is mentioned by Islamic scholars only and only. They never mention anything about Barnabas. So even since the beginning of Islam, and you ask yourself, how come this book never mentioned? Because simply this book is written long after all of those. Not only long after Muhammad, even long after like At-Tabari, he wrote his book, I think 310 after Muhammad. This is almost 900 years after Christ. All right, and he never mentioned anything about this book. So all those books agree that the Christians have only 4 books, and there's no extra ones. Now, if we want to go in this book, like as an example, this book claimed that Muhammad is the Messiah. That would destroy Islam, because the Messiah, according to the Quran, he said the Messiah is a different person. Muhammad is not the same person. And Muhammad, he said, the Messiah said that I will come after him. He is not the same Messiah. He said the prophet after me will come, his name is Ahmad, as the Quran says. So this is a contradiction for the Quran. In the heaven of of Barnabas, there's 9 heavens. And actually, I saw some studies about it, and it looked like he is quoting from a book. It's called Dante. I don't know if this article is speaking about it. Yeah, here we go. He spoke about it, actually. Quotation from Dante's. Dante, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name correctly. Dante was a famous and popular poet in the 14th century who lived at about same time as the Pope Boniface. Among Dante's work is a book of poetry called The Divine Comedy. In his book, he described a scanning through 9 heavens to reach paradise. The 10th, many passages in the Gospel of Barnabas. In the Gospel of Barnabas, simply, he is taking the quotation from this poetry, and he put it in his book, and he considered and he believed in what this man, he said, the poetry man, that there's 9 heaven. You see it? Paradise is so great that no man can measure it. Verily I say unto you that the heavens are 9, among which are set the planets, etc. All right, and actually, and the distance from another from each one of them is 500 years. This is exactly we can find in the interpretation of many Islamic books, including Ibn Kathir, but none of the Muslims agree that there is 9 heaven, simply because he's quoting the poetry of this man, which is proving that he was exist after him, not before him. Otherwise, how he can use his quotation? So here, they are showing you the poetry of this man, and they are showing you the quotation from the Barnabas book. All right. Another example of proof that this is cannot be from the time of Jesus, have nothing to do with the land of Israel. The wine barrels, in the old days in Europe, and until now, actually, I think they still use wood as barrels for wine. But in the Middle East, nobody ever knows. They don't have it. They don't know even how to make it, which is barrels from wood. And I believe this is for a very simple reason. Middle East is not a land of wood, so we don't make too many things from wood. Wood is like let's say, it's priceless thing. We don't have trees everywhere, and wood is saved for more important things, like to make a door, to make a window, to make maybe a couch. But a barrel, we never witnessed one. We never had one. The barrels in the Middle East, they are used from red clay. I don't know what they call it in English, but I'm sure you saw those ancient ones. So nobody in that time used those wood barrels, which is mentioned in his book that they are using for wine, wooden wine barrels. Here he is showing you how many places that this, what is called the Gospel of Barnabas, contradict Islam. And this is why the Muslims are terrified to consider it, because if they consider this book, that will be a disaster for Islam, and Islam is gone. And this is why I said from the beginning, I challenge the Muslims to accept this book. It's a challenge. And this is why we say, like, if the Muslims do not accept it, so why you talk about it? If you say it is fabricated, so why you mention it? Isn't it weird?
It was nothing but a waste of paper. Now, if you thought there was such a gospel, you were deluded. There was no gospel of Barnabas. There was the testament of Barnabas, which I have a copy of, that goes way back, way back, and it was totally fabricated. That's why it was left out.
So why Muslims talk about it? You see, when somebody is bankrupt, this is what bankrupt he do. He look for the pennies. You know what I'm saying? When you are bankrupt, you look for every penny in your pocket, because every penny is a count. And Muslims are bankrupt people. This book confirmed that the Torah is corrupt. The Torah is corrupt, and that is not accurate according even to Islam, because Islam confirmed that the Torah was accurate. And the Messiah, he says, I came and I confirm what is between my hands. This is the Quran, right? According to this guy, all the angels would die. This is against Islam. The angels will not die. You know, there is even David, like in chapter 22 verse chapter 43 actually, I think verse number 22 in this book, he claimed that David, he called the Messiah God. I mean the Messiah as Muhammad here, the Messiah as Muhammad. I was trying to find like a link for this book to download as PDF, so we can show it to you more clear. But you will see that as an example here in this book it says God himself gave his name and created his soul and placed his etc. You see here it's speaking about Muhammad. And later, the Messiah, he asked him, what do you say of the Messiah? They said to him, he asked him, is he from Ishmael or he is from Isaac? According to this guy, the Messiah is from Ishmael. Let me show you. Hold on, this is the first one here. Jesus says in in chapter 42, I am not the Messiah. Then the disciple wept after his disclosure, and Jesus was weeping. Then they saw many whom came to find him. For the chiefs of the priests took counsels among themselves to catch him, and etc. And then Jesus, he said, Jesus confessed and said the truth. I am not the Messiah. So Jesus was all the time a liar, and then when they capture him, he told them, I'm not the Messiah. They said, are you Elijah or Jeremiah or an ancient prophet? Jesus said, no. Then they said to him, who art thou? Say, in order that we may give a testimony to those who sent us. Jesus said, I am a voice, etc. in the Judah, blah, 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 blah. All right. But I am a messenger of your Lord. Then let's see what he says. I am not worthy to unloose the ties of the hosen or ratchets of the shoes of the messengers of God, whom you call the Messiah. So here, Jesus, he is saying that the one who his name is the Messiah, I'm not worth even to take off his shoes, to touch even his shoes. And who is that Messiah? That is Muhammad. Jesus saying, according to this, that he is not worth to touch the shoes of Muhammad, which is the Messiah. So when the verse here is speaking about the Messiah, they meant Muhammad. All right, who was made before me and shall come after me. Muhammad was made before me. Muhammad was made before me. You see it? Who was made before me and shall come after me, and shall bring the word of the truth, so that his faith shall have no end. So this book claiming that the Messiah is Muhammad, he is the one before Abraham is exist, he is the one who David called him Lord. So Muhammad is Lord, Muhammad is God. It's a very funny book, you know, and you will see that I believe many of Muslims claims today is you know, like it's like, you know, they are copying from each other. However, this book is a problem for Islam, big problem. What else here we can find? Let us see. Muhammad at the judgment day. Muhammad at the judgment day. The messenger of God should go and collect all the prophets. Why do you want to collect all the prophets? To whom he shall speak, praying them to go with him to pray God for faithful, etc. It's a stupid talk. There's no meaning of it. What else? Let us see. Let us see. Where's Muhammad? Here we go. And God shall make answer even as a friend who jesteth with a friend, and shall say, hast thou witnesses of this, my friend Muhammad? Allah say to Muhammad, my friend. Allah and Muhammad are friends. Lord have mercy. All right. Lord have mercy. See, and then call them, O Jibreel, the angel shall come to the messengers of God and shall say, Lord, who are the witnesses? Who is calling here Lord, by the way? He's calling Muhammad. Muhammad is Lord, Muhammad is God. Lord, who is the witnesses? The messenger, which is Muhammad, will say, shall answer, they are Adam, Abraham, Ishmael, Moses, David, and Jesus, son of Mary. And I can show you tons of disasters about this funny, stupid book. Let us see what else. Where is Muhammad appear again? Here we go. Muhammad is his blessed name. His blessed names who? Let us see. Then Jesus said, with your words I am not cancelled, because where you hope for fight darkness shall come, but my consolation is coming of the messenger who shall destroy every false opinion of me, and his faith shall spread and shall take hold of the whole world. For so has God promised of Abraham our father, and that which giveth my consolation is that his faith shall no end, but shall be kept. Okay, and here let's go to the story of Muhammad. Okay, now they ask him, and who is the one, who is the messenger? After the coming of the messenger of God, shall other prophets come? Jesus answered, said, there shall not come after him true prophets sent by God. So this here statement confirmed that Muhammad is the last prophet. This is exactly what Islam says, that Muhammad is the last prophet. So my idea about this book, I believe that the one who made this book, he wanted to cause deception for the Christians and make them lose faith in their belief. Same time he implement in the idea that Muhammad is the one to follow. However, because his target was to deceive the Christians, not to deceive the Muslims, that made him let us say, have a weakness, because he took things. There is no way someone he claimed to be with the Messiah, he said, and he tried to make it fit with the Islamic religion, even though it's not perfect with Islamic religion. So let us say this guy looked like he did not know much about Islam, and he did not know much about Christianity too. He is reading from the gospel of the Christians, and he's trying to change the story. However, the new scenario, it doesn't fit with Islam, it doesn't fit with the Christianity. So it became a new cult, or a new belief, have nothing to do with both, even though it's taken from both. And this is why it aimed to be dead. The Christian rejected, the Muslim rejected. Like you see, if he adopt Islam as it is, he might be successful somehow to create a new cult, because he might be able to lead, I mean, like let us say, to convince some Muslims to believe in it, at least Muslims, because as long as it's agree with the Quran, then the Muslims have no reason to reject it. But because he mentioned things is against Islam, then the book is rejected from both. So he lost. When he said the Messiah is Muhammad, he is praising the Muhammad so much to the point he called him God. And then this God, his name is Muhammad, and this Muhammad is the Messiah. So the Messiah is not Jesus. But he have a lot of same stories as in the Islamic books. As an example, Allah, he sent 144,000 prophet. Islam says 124,000 prophet, which is very funny. Where are they? What's their names? You got the number, but you don't have their names. Same time, the one who wrote the gospel, is he inspired? I mean, is he a messenger of God? Right? Yeah, there's many mistakes about John the Baptist, about everything. So you can go and read it, and you can see how stupid this book is. So those Christians who ask me about it, I say to them, this book is not even worth the papers of a toilet paper. So when this guy, he said this, I agree with him, even though he's a potato.
It was nothing but a waste of paper. Now, if you thought there was such a gospel, you were deluded. There was no gospel of Barnabas. There was the testament of Barnabas, which I have a copy of, that goes way back, way back.
All right. With this, we are done with this topic. I think it was easy deal, and there's no problem. I mean, you do not need to be genius to find out that this is a stupid book, and it's not worth even to let us say to read it. However, education is good. Read it so you can answer and refute those fool one. And if a Muslim ever he mentioned to you this topic, he says to him, do you accept it? If he say yes, says, well, do you accept that Muhammad is the Messiah? And then you will see the trouble is going to be there. If you have any question, guys, if you have any request for me, feel free. You can contact me to either Facebook, or you can send it to this page. All right, in this address. This is the same address we use for donation if you like to help us in our mission. However, thank you very much for not donating, and thank you very much for donating too, for those who donate. However, if you have any question, any request, you can send it. You can make a private account, and not necessarily to donate. Just send me a private message if you have a request to answer a question, or to make a video about something. You know, let us say, you guys, if you don't ask me, I cannot answer, which means I do not know really what you want me to talk about, unless you help me to tell me what you need me to talk about. So if you have a topic, specific one, you think we should answer it, feel free, and I will be happy to answer you. I might open the broadcast again maybe in half hour from now, but I will wait for your answers to be submitted for me. If there's no answers, I am not going. I have a topic in my mind, but I prefer if you guys ask me and make a request. So if you have a request, send it to me. We can consider it as we are going to take a break for half hour, and we are going to start again other broadcasts in half hour from now. But if you don't have a question, then I will not do broadcast again. All right, but most likely I will, because I'm sure some of you will send me some request. So you can do it in Facebook, or you can do it in there, and if not, then we will see each other tomorrow. I hope maybe in the same time. Until I see you again, God bless. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. Let me do that.